This is Overthinking with Carmen. I'm your host, Carmen Michael Smith, your overthinker in chief, spiraling publicly so you don't have to. And this week, I found myself asking a real question, not to be funny, but in full seriousness. Has anybody checked in on the guidance counselors? Because, baby, what are they telling these students right now? Go to high school, get good grades. For what? To get into college, which you can't afford? Or even if you make it through, to get a good job? A job that doesn't exist anymore? And if it does, it might not even cover rent. Not mortgage, rent. In 2025, paying rent is the new American dream. So what are we guiding young people toward exactly? You know, there's a global shift happening, not just politically, not just economically, spiritually, institutionally. School, work, faith, culture, capitalism, all of it shifting and fast. And if we're honest, many of us are too afraid of our own survival to tell the truth to the next generation. Yep. So we say nothing. We quietly watch college graduates move back in with their parents. We judge Gen Z from a distance. You know, they're lazy. They don't hustle. They're too soft. But we never stop to ask, what world have we prepared them to thrive in? You know, I remember watching the show The Crown, and after the first season, seeing just how the next king or queen is prepared as a child, even taking different classes to rule, to reign. This isn't an ode to hierarchy and royalty, but it's to say they are preparing a child to rule and reign. What have we prepared our children for? See, we're so convinced as parents, and I've heard this all the time, you know, that I'm going to give my child everything I didn't have. But I think that we're forgetting to give them what we did. You know, we want to give them comfort, convenience, iPads, PS5s. But we forget to give them what we got. Stick-to-itness, workarounds, wisdom, soft skills, community knowledge and relating to others, resilience. See, we gave our kids everything but the knowledge of how to stretch $15 into a spaghetti dinner that lasts 3 days. You know what I mean. See, we didn't give them that MacGyver kind of thinking. They don't even know what show MacGyver is. We didn't give them, this is how you make it work when it's not convenient, when you can't Amazon Prime it, when you can't Uber it to the house. And now they're isolated, anxious, dealing with the aftershocks of a pandemic that locked them in their bedrooms with Google Classrooms and no real social development. So when they show up in public spaces, jobs, relationships, classrooms, grocery stores, they don't know how to make eye contact. They don't know how to be present. And it shows up most in the place we take for granted: customer service. Because customer service is the temperature check of our humanity. Most people don't see it that way, but just think about it. If people don't know how to care, how to see you across a counter, then we're not dealing with bad training. We're dealing with a society on the verge of emotional bankruptcy. But this isn't a condemnation. It's a call, because it's not too late. You may be a former teacher, or you may be an artist or mentor or historian, an organizer, or even a coach. And you may feel like your time is past because you aged out or you don't know the technology. But I'm telling you, your voice is needed now more than ever. Not to scold these young people, not to shame them, but to help bridge the gap. To help someone build what they were never taught. To pass on what isn't in textbooks. To heal the isolation that's gotten so deep, it now shows up as indifference. If you're a leader, a teacher, an executive, a manager, don't assume your team is checked out. They might just be lost. They might be broken. They might have never had the tools. In this moment, this shift, this is your opportunity to show up differently. That's exactly why I created my consultancy, Prophetic Intelligence. It's a consultancy and framework for navigating seismic change within culture, people, and leadership. Because we're not going back. That's not just a protest chant, it's a reality. Evolution doesn't go backwards. The shift is here, and the future belongs to those who evolve. And evolution is a choice. So here's what I need you to ask yourself. What knowledge did I inherit that I haven't passed on? What assumptions am I making about this new world that no longer apply? What if the chaos I'm seeing isn't collapse, but an invitation? Listen up, my fellow overthinkers. This shift may feel like it came out of nowhere, but it didn't. We just weren't listening. But it's not too late to learn. It's not too late to teach. And it's not too late to lead differently. So if you're a leader navigating this new world, visit my website, carmenmichael.com, and click on the Prophetic Intelligence tab. Let's prepare you for what's next before the next generation gives up waiting. And if you're in a community and you don't know what's next, then go to the number 4, Laws of Disruption, and get your copy of the 4 Laws of Disruption. Because that book will help guide you, not fix you, but guide you through your journey of becoming new. Because you don't need improved. You don't need a slightly better version of what you're already living in. You need new. And I want to help guide you there. So thanks again for spiraling with me. And as usual, may your wisdom become strategy. May your experience become power. And may disruption be the catalyst for your liberation.